all day, and there's been a ton of traffic, and so I'm just in the hotel room right now, got everything set up, and we're gonna have a live stream tonight that's going to be with Invicta. So let me just get everything going here for 1 second. It's been a bit of a crazy day, so thanks for being with me here today. Let's see a couple people who have joined Shop HQ. That means Harry is here. Looks like Mark is here also. Let me see, Godfather is here. Rick and Lisa. Hey Ryan. Hey Ryan from sunny Kentucky. Thank you. Shop HQ. That's Harry again. Mark, hello for being here. Let me see everybody else. So we'll get underway here in just a moment. So yeah. Let's see, I'm just going with some natural light. Sorry about the reflection in my glasses here. Bob Cohen is here too. Good to see you, Bob. I already put in that request for you. Hopefully we can get that taken care of. Felix, great. What's up? Oh wait, you spelled my name wrong, Felix. You spelled it R-Y-A-N. Where's the B? I know you'll correct that. Okay. Well, let's see. We have a couple things going on here tonight. So we have the Watch Junkie. Oh, hello, Watch Junkie. Thank you for being here. Very cool. Okay, well, let's go over everything. Let me just double check. So we have the coupon code tonight to save 20%, and that is APR for April, WED, W-E-D, 20. APR, W-E-D, 20. That's going to save you 20% off your Shop HQ orders here for the watches of $99 or more. And for the 6 watches, yeah, we have 6 tonight. We're going a little bit longer. We'll qualify for that. However, as long as you get that card up to $99, if you order a couple and you get one of the watches that are under that, it'll apply to that, just as long as your cart gets up to that $99 mark. So it's APR WED 20. Let's see anybody else. Tim Shaw, hey buddy, thank you for being here, Tim. Let me see anybody else. Watch Junkie, that's awesome to see you again. All right, well, let's start kicking off. I don't know what the hearts are for tonight. I think Harry took all the hearts. Actually, I think I posted on Instagram and it said 1,300. It's actually like 9,150 some hearts. So I think Harry has broke the world record. I know I'm never going to beat it, so I'm not even going to try. You guys just use those hearts however you want. And so we got the coupon code. We're seeing your reviews now. We're seeing your reviews on Shop HQ when you're purchasing the watches and you're giving the reviews. We appreciate that. Keep doing it, please. Please keep doing that. We want you to be able to help other people who might be a little indecisive or new. Now, the other thing too, big deal coming up. There's actually, typically run Sundays and Wednesdays at this time. There is a bonus show. Who wants a bonus show? Let me see some hearts. Let me see some hearts here for a bonus show, because there is a bonus show this week. If you haven't heard already, maybe you have. All right, there are the hearts. So the bonus show is coming up here this Friday, April 17th. Okay, April 17th, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna have a longer show. We knew you guys wanted to have a longer show. It's planned, we'll see how it goes, for 2 hours. 2 hours on Friday night. Now the thing is, it's going to be on TikTok. So we're going on TikTok. There are going to be TikTok exclusive deals. There are going to be some unboxings. There's going to be the live chat like this. And hopefully we'll be on for about 2 hours that night. So we want you to be a part of that. Now the thing is, if you don't have TikTok yet, get the app. And then it's going to be on Shop HQ. But Shop HQ's name on TikTok is Shop HQ Official. If you go to Shop HQ, somebody else already got that. They're like 2 people. I won't be there. You go to Shop HQ Official and you'll be seeing me. We'll be doing, like I said, about hopefully 2 hours worth of shows with lots of different watches. We've had some meetings with TikTok. Everything is going really well. Remember, I told you we're doing more things and we're doing more things for you. Well, this is another one of those right here. Okay, well, let me kick off the show here in a second. Let me just see if there are any other comments real quick. Mark, show me the watches. Yeah, I know I was babbling a little bit, but I got to get all that out. Oh, here, Harry put on, follow us on TikTok, /@ShopHQ Official. If you want to follow me too, I'll shop HQ first, but if you're there, follow me, the.ryan.code. Okay, let me see if anybody else has jumped on. All right, well, let's start. PJ, looking for some smaller dials. Well, we have some of those tonight that might be a little bit too small for you. However, PJ, you can also go on shophq.com and you can look at different size dials, different size watches. I know one of our customers, Bob, he asked if we could do a search by size, case size. We're seeing if we can do that. So, okay, well, let's kick off here with everything. We see if my computer's showing. No, it's not showing anymore. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to kick off with the first watch tonight. This has been one of my favorite watches. I actually own this watch, but in a different color execution. And so we're talking about right here. Here is the Invicta packaging. Don't mind this. This is my little inventory tracker for me. But this is a 47 millimeter Pro Diver automatic day-date, and it is completely loaded with crystals. So with the Invicta packaging, you get one sleeve, just a cardboard sleeve right there. Then you're going to have the classic Invicta yellow box. And then once you open up inside, look at this. There is going to be your watch. And we're talking about crystals there. And I want you guys in the chat, I want to see who can get the closest to the total number of crystals that encompasses this watch. Just not only for the bezel, but for the blue hour markers and then the full pave for the crystals on the inside of the watch. So yeah, this is a beauty. I mean, I love it for the bling factor. I wore this watch. It's actually sized for me right now. It'll fit up to an 8 3/4 inch wrist size. But I had about 4 people today when I was traveling. TSA was one of them that was actually commented on this watch. When I checked in here to the hotel, the lady commented on the watch. I had 2 other people today. So this watch definitely garners attention when it's on the wrist. So no guesses yet. Oh, Rick and Lisa said 500. Actually, it's not a bad guess. Okay, well, let's go through just the metrics of this. So just what we have right here, this is the only color choice, and it's called Gold Town. Now, the retail price on this watch is $2,195. ShopHQ brought that down to $214.99. That's 90% off, okay? And then once you use that coupon code, APR WED for April and Wednesday 20, it's going to knock this watch down to $171.99. Now, I know I've presented this watch before, and I told you that I actually have the green bezel, the green crystals, and I paid, it was either $200 or just a little bit more than $200 for that watch. So you can get the same watch, different color execution for less than what I was able to get that watch for. So this is a heck of a deal tonight if you want that extra bling on the wrist. I know one of our collectors before, maybe it was Tim, was saying that it's that red, white, and blue that goes along with this too. So maybe to celebrate here the big anniversary coming up here this summer, 250 years here of us being a country. How fun would that be? Okay, let's look at this. Oh, we're getting more guesses. 1,000, Jerry says. I'll get to it in just a moment here. We'll see who's a watch junkie says 800. Invicta Junkie says 850 or 860. I can't quite read that. All right, well, let's go into this. So this is technically that Grand Diver. So the Grand Diver is just known for that 47 millimeters for the case diameter. And then I think it's about 15.5 millimeters for the overall case thickness. So about 16 millimeters here on the thickness rising up off the wrist. This watch will have that 300 meters of water resistance, and the Grand Divers typically feel a little bit more beefy than a typical Pro Diver. Now, if we're talking about the Reserve Pro Divers, that's a different game too. That's a 47 millimeter. But you get the solid stainless steel links, and look at this. You can see the polish here just with the natural light coming into the hotel room. Right here, brush finish, and then you get a high polish center link. Grand Diver logo right here. You get the clasp on this watch, which is that upgraded scissors style deployant closure, and it's completely plated in that 18 karat gold. And then with the Grand Divers, you get right here what this is called. That is this. That's the end link, and that's a solid end link that takes the bracelet with the spring bar and incorporates it into the watch. Now the movement on the inside is the NH36A. So that is your 3-hand movement, hour, minute, and second, and then you get the day and the date complication. I'll try to show you right here. You know, look at that. You get the day and the date complication with this watch. So that's great. And the day of the week actually also goes out as either in English or Spanish, however you want. So if you like lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo, I think that's it. Did I say all 7 or did I miss one? Anyway, here we go. So yeah, love the timepiece. As I mentioned before, the watch is sized for me. So it's about 6 3/4. I took 4 links out. And right here, it's just a little bit loose on me still, but that's how I'm wearing it. But it will fit up to 8 3/4 inch wrist size. 242 grams or 8.6 ounces if you don't speak grams, or if you don't speak ounces, however that is. That's where we go. And now we have a total, did anybody guess? Who guessed closest to 544? 544 crystals on this watch, okay? 544 crystals. So we have 52 crystals on the bezel. So we have 26 in the blue. This is a stationary bezel. 26 more crystals on the lower hemisphere in the red. 8 additional crystals that you'll find for the hour markers on the watch that are done in blue. And then 484 crystals just in then for the dial. So again, you just get this huge bling factor. I just can't get the watch. Let me see if the light on my phone, I can get this to just pop a little bit better for you. Let's see if you can see. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Check that out. How hot is that? Look at the bezel. Look at the crystals on the inside of the dial. That's what's going to happen when you walk outside. Like I got the elevator, and then just the LED lights that are just shooting down from the top of the elevator just radiates that watch. So yeah, I mean, you want something that is super hot, check this watch out. Jesse says this is a hot watch. I agree with you 110%, Jesse. So that is an absolute beauty. You know what? I'm just going to take off this walking tracker, and I'm just going to put this on my right wrist here for the rest of the presentation. Okay, let's look at that. Let me check out really quick, here are my glasses, some of the comments, and then we'll keep moving on. All right, Jerry Ryan, I love this, and it wears well. That's right. Need sunglasses looking at it. Yes, and I don't have my sunglasses there, Invicta Claus. Thank you for being a part. Jesse, as I mentioned, hot watch. Mark says very nice. Heavy watch. Yeah, you know that 8, you know, it's just over half a pound, but I took links out, so it's under that half pound. Tim Shaw said 520. Actually, that was really close, Tim. That was probably the closest in terms of the guesses. Watch Junkie said 650. Hello from Miami, Raphael. Thank you for being here. Awesome. 800, 650. Jerry said 1,000. Jerry Ryan, I got that watch from you. Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you so much, Jerry. Appreciate that. Let's see, 600 crystals. That Felix said. Rick and Lisa said 500. All right, sweet. Well, we got a lot of activity going on, you guys. I love the comments. Harry will comment also here for you guys, or he'll read everything too. All right, well, let's move on to the next timepiece here. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to a bigger timepiece. I presented this one once before also. I'll change this here. Okay. So with Invicta, they have things called fusions. And with Invicta, a fusion is taking a component from one watch and adding it to another timepiece. So they're like fusing together one design aspect of a timepiece and merging and fusing it with another aspect from a timepiece. And what we have right here is the men's 54 millimeter fusion quartz chronograph mother of pearl dial bracelet watch. Now this thing is definitely hot, and what we got for the fusion on this timepiece is a bezel which comes from a Venom, which is one of the different designs with Invicta, the Generation 3 bezel, and then the Chaos, which is the case design, and then also this extremely unique bracelet that's a part of the timepiece, okay? This is a beautiful watch. It's going to be actually a little bit heavier than the Grand Diver we had earlier. And here's the deal. There are 6 color options. I'll go through those color options in just a second. The regular price for this timepiece is $1,795. ShopHQ took that down 86% to $249. But guess what? APR, WED, use that. It's gonna take another 50 bucks off, 20%. Brings this watch down to $199.99. Look at this timepiece, and I'll get into the intricacies. So we have right here, this is the light blue mother of pearl. This is the option that I have. You can see that beautiful mother of pearl. Right there, look at that. Every mother of pearl is going to be just a little bit different. There is a red mother of pearl, a black mother of pearl, which is really like that classic. If you want to go classic, look at the black mother of pearl or the white mother of pearl. And then there's an olive, which I looked at online. That looked really hot too. And then finally a gold tone mother of pearl also. So to get these colors, that's not the way how the mother of pearl comes. It is actually dyed. And so that's where you're getting this. But yeah, check this out. I mean, okay, so here, let's talk about the bezel here for just a moment. And right here, this bezel is comprised of, let's see, it's 6, that'll be 12, 13, 14 different pieces. Now, a typical bezel, like, let me see, I don't have, well, like bezels like on a pro diver. Here, like on a pro diver, it's one piece. This is 14 pieces. We have what's called the outer ring right here, which have these large scalloped edges. Then the inner ring right here, which is completely circular. So that's 2. Then you have these 6 different light blue bricks. So those designate your 10-second or 10-minute increments. And then there are additional 6 screws right here in those scalloped edges to keep everything together just for that bezel. Now listen to this. Nice ratcheting, clicking bezel here. 120 clicks all the way around the horn here for this timepiece. So yeah, that is beautiful in of itself. And it's really complex, which I think plays extremely well with the complexity of the bracelet. Look at this bracelet, it's almost like a skeletonized bracelet. You can see my finger that goes here. Sorry about the Band-Aid. You can see how my finger just goes through the bracelet, and it's very fluid, as you can see, just goes around my finger. And it just starts out wide, and then it tapers down with 3 large pins going through the first 3 links here for the watch. Let me just check and see something. Is this, okay, we're all good. Okay, so with this timepiece then, it's going to be a little bit heavier. We're talking about 11.6 ounces, or that's going to be 330 grams, and that's unsized. The watch will fit up to an 8 3/4 inch wrist size and 200 meters of water resistance. So you have, take this watch swimming, snorkeling, you can even take it diving if you choose to do so. So yeah, this is definitely a hot watch. Now look at this. You have just a nice, smooth, high polished side here for the case side. And then with the movement on the inside, it's from Time Module Inc., and that's a VD53. So you get your 24-hour scale, chronograph seconds, chronograph minutes, and also your minute hand, along with, look at that crystal. It's domed a little bit, so it gives you that magnification on the inside of the watch. Luminescent hour markers all around the rehat on the inside. Oh, look at that mother of pearl just radiating. So yeah, this is a beautiful timepiece. Put it on my wrist here so you can see it. Here we go. Look at that. That looks really good. And it feels good too. I have a few of the different chaoses, which are going to be the bracelet that wraps around the wrist, but they're just like a different bezel. The bezel on the chaos is actually just one piece. 14 different pieces for this bezel. I think this, I prefer this actually better for the bezel on the timepiece because it just goes with the whole complexity of things. That's a beautiful watch. All right, you guys, remember 6 different color choices. Use that coupon code APRWED. That's going to save you 20%, bringing the watch from $249.99, which was I think 86% off. Yeah, 86% off from $17.95. Use APR20 for your code when you're checking out. Bring the watch from that $249.99 down to $199.99. 6 different color choices. All right. You just check out some comments here really quick. Let's see. Oh my gosh, a lot of comments here. Bracelet is very comfortable and fluid. Invicta Claus says, I agree. That watch is fire. Mark says, what's the discount code again? Watch or Invicta Junkie. APR for April, WED for Wednesday, and then 20, APR WED 20. And that will save you 20% or $50 on this watch. Victor Claus says, hi, Godfather. Let's see, stunning bracelet. Yes, Jerry, it reminds you of the Chaos because probably about 2/3 of that watch, I would say, and we're talking about the case and the bracelet, are the Chaos. And then it's just that Venom Generation 3 bezel on the timepiece. And the Godfather says that Mother of Pearl is fire. And you know, even like the blacks, if you want the most color shift in a Mother of Pearl, it's usually the black, or even if there's a brown sometimes. Those are the two that are going to be the two colors that are just going to pop the most when it comes to just the orients that are radiating with the watch. Yeah. All right, I got to rip through things a little bit quicker here. So we're going to move on to the next timepiece. Jesse Dixon, now that's a good looking timepiece. Yes. Wish you could bring back the Grand Diver with the carbon fiber watch face again. Well, we can always look at that, Watch Junkie. We can take some notes here from that and see if we can do that. If Harry can maybe write that down, or I'll try to remember that too. Christine says, I love the Fusion Chaos. Color is beautiful. Ripsaw Joe enabled me to buy this in the green both. Awesome. Now, I love that, Christine. And here's the thing too, because the title technically says Invicta Men's, but they're just saying that because of the size. And generally people will wear, you know, men will wear bigger watches, but that's not always necessarily true. So don't let that deter anybody if you like a bigger watch to have that, you know, men can wear smaller watches, women can wear bigger watches. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, well, I've already been showing the next watch here, and Harry beat me to it. He already has it up here on the screen. So what we're going to get into is, this is going to be the Bolt. The Bolt collection with Invicta started back in 2008. I was on the very first show with the Bolt. I was actually modeling back then. And at the network at Shop HQ, we set some records. And so ever since then, the Bolt has really been one of the top collections for Invicta. And what designates a Bolt from all the other timepieces is this cable. And there's a cable on the watch somewhere. And right here, within the bezel, held in by these 6 different stations, which also act as 10-minute or 10-second markers, is where that cable is going to be. So there are 3 different color choices. There's a silver tone, a two-tone, and a gold tone. I believe I have the two-tone because we're referring to 2 different colors here, that 18-karat gold that's plated for the watch, and then also just that silver tone. Gold tone, I think, is going to be a little bit more gold, but it'll probably have a silver cable like this. And then same thing with the silver tone. It'll be pretty much silver, but I think I'll have a gold tone cable. Excuse me. Okay, there are 3 different color choices I mentioned. Now the pricing, when we're going to this, regular MSRP, $1,095. Shop HQ brought it down 87% to $139.99. And then if you use that coupon code Watch Junkie, what is it again? APR WED 20. Use that coupon code, brings this watch from an amazing $139.99 down to $111.99. $111.99. I wish I could take this watch right now and hand it to you, because if you just feel this watch, you can feel the solid stainless steel bracelet. You can feel the links within the bracelet here, the bigger case design, the domed crystal, the thicker bezel that's a part of it. I mean, this thing, it weighs 320 grams or 11.3 ounces, and that's unsized. And the great thing about this watch too is if you have up to a 9¼ inch wrist size, you can fit this watch on your wrist. And if I can put my hand like this without even taking off the bracelet clasp, right there, it's at least 9 inches. So here, look at the dial now on this. I'm gonna bring this up. Now we have the Mother of Pearl. Now this dial right here, look at all those vibrant colors. This dial also comes from the sea, from an abalone shell. And so you see these greens and these purples and these blues that just pop and radiate all within the dial here of the timepiece. And so what we have is a mineral crystal, so that's impact resistant, the solid stainless steel links and the design texture that just goes through the center links of the timepiece. And then there's also an upgraded clasp enclosure on this watch. You have the scissor style clasp enclosure, very secure and very rugged in a sense. So let me put the watch on my wrist. Look at this. What did I say? Is it 112? 111.99 for this timepiece. Look at that. I mean, all the watches have been exceptional. I mean, if you're looking for something right around that $100 mark, right here, 3 different color choices. It's truly amazing. VD53 is the movement on the inside, quartz movement. Yeah, look at that abalone shell. I remember, actually, let's see, for those Invicta historians, and I know a couple of them are on here, Mr. Bob and Mr. Glenn, do you remember what the first timepiece was that Invicta actually put an abalone shell in, and what year was that? See if you can remember. I do. I got one of the watches. What watch was it and what year? See if you guys know. I'd love to see it. I mean, I don't doubt you guys, but yeah. Okay. We are going to move on. Let me just read some comments here. Jerry loves that dial. Let's see. Oh, Juan last Wednesday bought the Earnshaw, the Marleybone, and the Drake. Sweet. Thank you very much, Juan. Appreciate that. When you get those watches, if you haven't received them yet, when you do, please give some reviews on those timepieces. We would love to see your reviews also. Thank you so much, Juan. Oh, that's great to hear. I love hearing when you guys are getting some stuff. Let's see. Oh, Felix says, dang, Ryan, all these trivia questions that only the old guys will know. Are you calling some people old here, Felix? I'll give the answer here in just a minute. So, but then Felix, then you can add it to your knowledge here for Invicta and also with Shop HQ. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to move on to the next timepiece. And so this one is technically bigger, but we'll see. Christopher Wright, Pro Diver 2009. No, wrong, not the right collection, and actually came out a little bit later. Godfather, early 2000s. It's going to be later, actually, with the abalone shell. I remember I did a video for it when it came out. That's why I remember. But Felix, I was in elementary school then. Okay, let's move on. You guys keep the banter going back and forth. We like that. Okay, next timepiece. We're looking at the 55 millimeter Subaqua Poseidon quartz chronograph silicone strap watch. 5 different color choices. So we have a rose tone, which is actually sold out. You can't get that one. So somebody beat you guys to it. And then we have the rose tone olive, and then the silver tone blue, silver tone champagne, and silver tone gold. All right, I believe I have the silver tone gold version right here. Now the MSRP, $1,395, $1,395. Shop HQ brought it down 87% to $184.99. Use that coupon code Watch Junkie. What is it? APR WED20. That will save you 20%. Brings this watch down to $147.99. Check that out. So Subaqua is a collection. Poseidon is actually then the series, mini series within collections for Invicta. And Poseidon was the Greek mythological god of the water, and I think also of horses and thunderstorms. Look at this. Your crown protector, how cool is that? It's a trident. So you just pull this down and then it accesses the crown. How cool is that? And then look at this. Here's another trident that is pointing down right here on this first sort of centerpiece here on the link, and also on the north side. And then look at the case back. Check that out. Subaqua. That is cool. Love the brown leather or brown silicone strap on this. So we're looking at, in terms of the VD53 for the movement, case size is 55 millimeters. That's going west to east here on this watch. The thickness is about 16 millimeters. And look at Invicta brand itself off to the side here, and has that little bump out to really, in a sense, match up a little bit of a visual balancing out from case side to case side for the west and east side. And this watch weighs 226 grams, which is exactly, because it's, or no, 227 would be exactly a half a pound, because they're 554 grams per pound. So this is 8 ounces, right on the money. Okay, and then wrist size, and I measured this earlier, 6.25, so 6¼ inch, all the way up to 8¾ inch wrist size here for this timepiece. I like on the inside, look at how unique that dial is. It's like a little bit of that 3-dimensional dial that you'll see right here on the inside. And then you have the 3 different rider tabs with unidirectional rotating bezel that can be used as a timing device here for the watch. And yeah, does it take up a little extra presence on the wrist? It does. Well, look at it. I like that. Let me just do the measurements for you guys real quick, because it does say, we do say what, it's 50, 55. So if we measure typically from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, let me get this. So we're gonna go right here to right here. Oops, sorry. So what is that? Is that saying 50? Yeah. Yeah, so it's about 50 millimeters. I say this watch fits like a Subaqua number 3. I've said that before. So if we go west to east, that's gonna be what, 56? And then if we just go, not only, we're looking at 49, right, 50 when it's going to the bezel end of the side of the case. So, 56, 57 all the way across. But then if you just go from 10 to 4, you're looking right at about 50 millimeters. And then profile, including the rider tab, is what, 17? Yeah, 17. So yeah, great watch. I love the different options. 5 remain, 1 sold out. So the rose tone sold out. Rose tone olive is available, silver tone blue, which is a really cool color, silver tone champagne, and then silver tone gold tone. All right, we're gonna get in some smaller watches, and also something that's dedicated a little bit more potentially for the women. So we're gonna get into the next 2 here, and then we'll be done here for the night. And then just for those of you who tuned in a little bit ago, I mentioned in the beginning, mark this in your calendar. We are doing the live streams every Sunday and every Wednesday. I happen to be traveling today, but I still was able to pull this off with about 10 minutes to spare today with a whole day of traveling. But this is, so Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern. This week, it's a bonus show. And so that bonus show is coming up on Friday, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern also. You maybe have seen some of the promotions that Shop HQ has been doing. But here's the thing. It's going to be on a different platform. It's going to be on TikTok. And so if you have a TikTok account, go to Shop HQ Official. Shop HQ Official. And follow them, follow me, the Ryan code. But the show, the live stream, will actually be on Shop HQ Official. That is what you have to type in to get to the correct account on TikTok. And there are going to be some unboxings. There's going to be TikTok only deals. There's going to be just the banter going back and forth here with all of you talking. And we had another meeting with TikTok actually just about an hour or 2 ago, just to kind of get things finalized. But then too, it's going to be, I think we're going to try to shoot for 2 hours. That's one thing you guys have wanted, is you wanted longer live streams. And so we're listening to you. We're trying to be as receptive as possible. And so, yeah, want to see you here. Please share that with so many others. We would definitely appreciate that. I know Invicta Claus shares a lot of things with a lot of different people out there. If you guys can share the word even more, that'll be awesome. Okay, so we're going to get in now to something a little bit different. Here is the next timepiece. So we just went from here to here. So what we have is one of the watch rings from Invicta. Now this is an 18 millimeter that we're talking about here. You have the 2-hand dial. It's a quartz movement. Look at this, all in the shape of a heart, and then you're getting all the different crystals. All right, well, here we go. There are 6 different color choices. And I have the silver pink. There's also then a silver tone, light blue. There's a silver tone. There's a gold tone pink, which is actually sold out. And then a gold light blue also. Now here's the deal. Regular $395. Shop HQ took 84% off that even, down to $64.99. Now this won't qualify on itself for just one, or for the coupon, because they have to be at that $99 for APR WE20. But the next item I will show you, if you take this one and you add the next one, you'll get to that $99 and you save 20% on both. So this will bring this watch ring from $64.99 down to $51.99, okay? So let's talk about this real quick. One size fits most. Quartz movement on the inside, and what I like about this, it's a flex or it's a stretch ring here, and it'll fit typically sizes 5 to 9, but maybe a little bit more generous on that too. So yes, and then what we have for the profile is about 7 millimeters coming up off the finger. And the great thing is too, with that stretch band, you can fit on one size. You can just go all the way around, and I don't know, maybe it'll fit on my thumb. Yeah, look at that, fits on my thumb too. So that's how easy this watch ring is, whether you're buying it for yourself or if you're looking to gift that for that special someone in your life. One of those just because gifts. I was out shopping last night with my girlfriend and just to the grocery store, bought her some flowers just because. Guess what? It's a really big smile. It wasn't even planned, just happened to do it. Biggest smile in the world. So yeah, think about that. Now, there are 45 1 millimeter crystals that go around the bezel here for this watch ring. So people ask, well, that's cool, but does it really work? Yeah, of course it does. It works. So I didn't set the time here, but you can adjust the time by pulling up the crown. Look at this. I can just adjust it by doing it. Oops, I think I have to pull crown up here a little bit more. There we go. Here. So you can see the time. Whoops, hold on. Let me get this. There we go. So you can adjust the time, and then you have to push the crown down. Once you push that crown down, it's good to go. So it'll last a couple of years, if not longer. And then after that, you can just have the battery placed and it's good to go. So yeah, 45 crystals, you guys. All right, let me just check out some comments here. And we have one final item to present. Oh, there. What's up, Brian? You know I had to get that one in there. Yeah, that's right, Felix. All right. Ryan, beautiful for Mother's Day, especially in the pink. Good call, Jerry. I like that. Yes, Godfather, it was. 2015 Subaqua Noma 1, and they're actually diamond hour markers, and all the color choices were the color choice limited editions to 1,000. Yes, that was it. Good call. Yep, 2015. I have the video. Let's see. Christopher White, thank you for being here. It was about 57 millimeters on the Poseidon there, Christopher. Okay, final presentation of the night. So we went from 18 millimeters. Now we're going up to 27 millimeters. And so what this is that watch pendant. And so technically it's called the 27 millimeter angel quartz crystal halo heart shaped mini watch necklace. Look at that. Angel on the back. And then you get this mother of pearl for the dial that's on the inside here, as you can see. Look at that. Hour markers at 12, 3, 6, and 9. Okay, and there are 3 color options: silver tone, gold tone, and rose tone. So the three most common color choices here, that is what you're getting into. I'm just trying to get this to be, there we go. It's gonna move too much. Now the necklace on this, I think it's 24 inches actually on the chain necklace here. And you have a little bit of a lobster claw, so it's easy for you to be able to take, oh, there we go, on and off. And then 3 color choices I mentioned, 27 millimeters. I'll just double check that here with the calipers. Yeah, I think that's probably right. It looks a little bit short, smaller. Yeah, you know what? Actually, it is, I was gonna say 27, that's gonna be over an inch. This is actually about, well, let me see. 23. It's a little hard because it's completely round. Yeah, 22 millimeters right there. Look at that. So it's not 27, it's 22. Okay, thickness 7.7. So yeah, just a little bit smaller. This is also on a battery operated movement. 3-year warranty, comes with every Invicta timepiece. 45 crystals. Each one of those crystals 1.1 millimeters. You can see the second hand that's moving there. It works. Okay, let me see. Yeah, congratulations, Godfather. You got another 20% off. Yes, Godfather, you can use the coupon code APRWED20 and you can get that 20% off. Okay, you guys. Well, I appreciate everything. Thank you so much. Follow me on social media, the Ryan Code, on Instagram, on X, and also on TikTok. Follow ShopHQ on everything. ShopHQ is ShopHQ. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, everything else out there. And remember, the next live stream isn't coming up on Sunday. It's coming up on Friday, and it's on TikTok for about 2 hours that we're thinking. So we'll see how everything goes. I'm going to be learning through it because it's a different platform and there's more that's actually going on, even more interaction. So I have to multitask even that much more. And so I might need your guys' help during that TikTok show. So sign up for TikTok. ShopHQ Official is where it's going to be at, not ShopHQ. You have to type in ShopHQ Official. Follow that account. That is where the live stream will be coming up. So here, look at it. It's my name right there. Okay, well, I have to go. I have to get a little bit of dinner. I've been traveling all day, so appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and check out some of the videos we have coming up here just to further promote that. Tell other people we want everybody to be there coming Friday. So, all right, enjoy your evening, everybody. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you being here. All right, good night.